What's up? What's up? What's good, everyone? I don't know how that music volume is, but I'm sure y'all will let me know quickly. I figure it's better to have something in the background. Clickbait titles? It's not clickbait. Okay, here. We've already gotten our first topic here. Clickbait is like, this soda can sucked my dick, and then the video has nothing to do with that. I watched a video talking about Mike Tyson's greatest knockouts, and the thumbnail of it is him and Bob Sapp. He never fought Bob Sapp. That's clickbait. What's up, everyone? What's up? Let me go through the list here. Scout, Ron Q, Dallas, Ismail, Matty Rex, Oniship, Ross, Richard, Teddy, Blizmo, David Garcia, Richard again, Garrett, Flying Donkey of Doom, Adam, Dovane Smith, Jesse, Matty Rex again. All right. I think I'm somewhat caught up. I don't think so. Yeah, like that's clickbait. Like, oh, this girl's getting naked on here, and then she doesn't get naked. You know, a catchy title and a catchy thumbnail isn't a bad thing. What's up, Alfred? But the whole video game crash thing, that really has to do with when you look at what sales are doing right now. Literally every company is down substantially. Like I talked about in my video from today, which hopefully you all watched. Nintendo's down 23% in hardware sales. Sony's down. Microsoft's down. Like, there's merit to think that maybe we've gotten to a point with video games where it's, you know, there's only, right, Jesse? We're getting to a point where, like, how many people are going to be introduced to video games? How many new video gamers are we going to end up getting? I feel, and this is just me personally, I feel like once you hit 100 million on system sales, everything after that is a blessing, because you have 100 million people that bought your product. Everything after that is not guaranteed. And it's almost like, has the Switch gotten too big too fast? You know what I'm saying? Rebounding off of the Wii U to this system that outsells the Wii, did it get too big too fast to where it's now like, are we going to write out this same hardware? Are we going to write out this same, you know, system that we have, or are we going to improve upon it? When you look at things like the DS and systems like that, a lot of the handhelds, the Game Boy and the DS especially, those systems sold over 150 million or whatever because of revisions. Game Boy Advance. How many revisions were there on the Game Boy Advance? You had the Game Boy Advance, you had the Game Boy Advance SP, you had the Game Boy Advance SP better screen, and you had the Game Boy Micro. The Nintendo DS, you had the Nintendo DS, you had the Nintendo DS Lite, you had the Nintendo DSi, which had its own software library for digital download games and was stronger than the standard system. That's why those systems sold, because of repeat customers. You had those repeat customers. You bought a DS on launch day. Oh, now I got to get the new one. You know, it's got better form factor. Oh, I got to get the new one. It has its own catalog of digital only games and some features that are only available on this system. You have to evolve. And we've seen that somewhat. You know, we've seen that somewhat with the Switch, with the Lite and the OLED, but the OLED just felt like not quite enough, because the difference is, when you look at something like the DS and you look at something like the Game Boy Advance, what were those systems competing against? The Game Boy Advance wasn't competing against anything, because there wasn't anything in the handheld market at that time. The Nintendo DS was up against the PSP. Now, the thing of it is that the PSP and the Nintendo DS were just handheld systems. So when you looked at games, you didn't expect console quality necessarily out of them. And when you got something that was more akin to a console game, obviously the PSP was a little bit better at making that than the DS was. you know, it was considered a luxury. But with the Switch, it's both a handheld and a console. So you don't have that luxury because your games are not being compared to what another competitor's handheld market is doing. It's being compared to what's available on the marketplace. I'm just saying, I think you can only sell so many to new people before you have to switch it up. No pun intended. You gotta do something different. What's up, Chris? What's up, Kappa? Meebo fan, Papa Goth. Oh, Gary, dude, that was tame compared to what people normally say about me. Don't worry about that. What do I think about VR? VR is cool, as its own little niche. VR is cool as just, you know, an entertainment piece, a side piece. It'll never be a main focus. It can't be. There's too many people that get motion sickness. And having to put a headset on, while it does increase the amount of interactivity that you have with like people from afar away, you don't have that interactivity with people in the same room as you. So I feel like, you know, it's not something that, you know, you have a couple people come over, oh, let's play VR. No, it's made for long distance sessions. Well, yeah, and that's another thing is that, you know, inflation is definitely hurting the industry, but I almost feel like COVID gave the industry a false sense of security. You know what I'm saying? They figure, oh, well, if people are buying these things now with COVID, they're not making any money. They're putting all their money towards video games. Maybe we can exploit this. Maybe because, you know, these video game companies are not your friend. They want your money. So, you know, and that's the thing. Just bring good software, but understand that you're going to get a law of diminishing returns with your hardware. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't get motion sickness. Oh yeah, the stimmy checks. People wasting their stimmy checks. Fuck, I'm gonna get this wad of game graded. And a lot of people benefited from COVID. You know, on a small level. Of course, we all know who benefited on the big level. It was Big Brother, government, big tech, all that shit. Billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. While the average person sat there crumbling. Makes you wonder, huh? Right, JD Racing. And I think that's a whole other thing about the industry itself. Was with 2020, that was supposed to be the down year for software. We were supposed to reap the benefits in 21 and 2022. Have we really? Have we really? Like, the second half definitely looks better than the first half, but the first half of 2022 sucked. Like, there was some good stuff, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about surprises. I'm talking about things to get excited about. There was nothing that really overextended to what we would have expected. You know what I'm saying? A game like a Horizon, we expect that. A game like God of War coming out this year, we expected that. We already knew about that. As far as new surprises were concerned in 2022, it's been a wasteland. There hasn't been anything, and that's why all these YouTube video gaming channels, look at their analytics from last year compared to this year. There's a contrast. The contrast is views are down. The contrast is people are spending less money. People are less interested in video game right now because of a lot of different things. But the fact of the matter is, it's that lack of surprises. It's that lack of wow factor. Everything that's been released so far in 2022, we pretty much knew about already. We pretty much understood it. We pretty much understood what this game was going to be about. We just needed to see more from the game. Do I think passion in creating games is down? Of course, because it's a business. And in order to do a business, you have to survive. So sometimes you have to go where the trend goes or hope that you get lucky. You know, you can't, the whole middleware games have completely evaporated and died. You know what middleware games are nowadays? Remasters of old middleware games. There's no more real middleware games. Those sort of middle of the road, like, yeah, it's not a 10, but it's only costing me $40 brand new, $30 brand new, and it's a fun experience. You get them from time to time, but they're usually remakes or remasters of games that you've already played. Look at the Xbox 360. Look at the PS2. Half of that fucking library was middleware games. And there are some choice cuts in there, some real hidden gems, some really fun, creative, batshit crazy games. And you don't really see that quite as much anymore. What up, K-Mac? Hope you've been doing good, buddy. Yeah, Dan, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, gaming is just kind of a bit boring right now. You don't have that surprise factor. You don't have that big sort of wow factor going on with it. Like, every fucking month, I made a tweet about this. You know, every fucking month, it's like, oh, there's gonna be a big PlayStation showcase this month with a Nintendo Direct, or maybe it's next month, or maybe it's the month after. It's like nobody knows anything anymore. These companies are just, you know, they're very secretive. You don't have those surprises. Didn't buy a PlayStation 5 to play indies. Like, I mean, you know, I like indies. There's a lot of really good indies out there, but I don't need a million sob story games, you know? Wait, this is a perfect analogy. The fact that people are saying Stray is a Game of the Year contender should show you everything you need to know about video games in 2022. Sorry, not sorry. Well, what's interesting about that, the gaming circle said, gaming is oversaturated, bring back the 90s. I think the 90s was more oversaturated. Think of how many consoles and how many console manufacturers were out there. But there was so much competition, and competition creates greatness, or competition creates crazy ideas. And right now, what's the competition? Sony and Microsoft? Microsoft, they're in their own little world. Sony's in their own little world. Nintendo's in their own little world. There's no direct competition anymore. And that's why I feel like we're seeing a lot of things, you know, just kind of feel a bit down, because there's no competition. There's no reason for these companies to go a little bit crazy, because everyone has their own lane. You love pussycats. You know, saturation can be a good thing, because it allows companies to try and be different, to try and be the next big thing. And it might work. It might fall completely on its face. But I would take a generation of hardware attachments and, you know, CD upgrades and 64 DDs and Super Nintendo CDs and Sega 32X's and Virtual Boys and 3DOs and Atari Jaguars. Like, think of how different all those systems really were and how they did things very different. You had games, multi-platform games that were made by separate companies. That's how crazy the competition was. Multi-platform games were made by different companies, had different features, were completely different games sometimes. It's crazy. They're going to put a chip in you next time. You make you the video game. You never know, man. Biometrics in the virtual world. I won't be getting down with that. I'll be good. I'll ride off into the sunset if nobody watches my videos during that, because I'm still talking about old stuff. But And it's a good point, Blizmo. Taking risks with millions is risky. You didn't have these. Video games have almost gotten to a point with the medium where it's like, you can't fail. You can't fail because your company's going to get shut down. You can't fail because you're going to lose millions and millions and millions of dollars. It wasn't like that back in the day. Games didn't have these huge budgets. You know, the technology keeps expanding, but are we really seeing the fruits of that labor yet? Have we really seen anything that was like, wow, I can't believe this? You come into the law of diminishing returns with video games. How much crazier can you get? How much larger can these games get? How much more realistic looking can these games get before it's just like, what's the point? Exactly, VJC. And the Genesis version of Aladdin was the best. Lucas asked a good question. What about Metroid Dread? Did I win? I did. Because Nintendo did their July report and they didn't update Metroid. So unless OJ breaks into Nintendo, puts a gun to an employee's head there and says, hey, give me the numbers on video, mind you, so I'll have to go to jail for it, I win. They're all trying to live in glass houses and expensive yachts. I mean, I get it. Like, the goal is to be as successful as you possibly can. Because OJ said he was going to get those numbers, and I told him very specific criteria that he had to do in order to get those numbers, because I wasn't going to take some BS. Oh, I talked to my source. I don't give a fuck who your sources are. Your sources need a name, an identity number, a badge. I want their address, their spouse. That's funny though. Yeah, the Genesis version of Aladdin's superior. Laura Valdez with the $1.99 dono. First dono of the night. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Bring back Billy Hatcher, middleware. You bring up a good point, because Sega should be the middleware company right now. Let's be real. Let's be real. Looking at some of their IPs, a new Virtua Fighter. Can you really charge $60 for that? I don't think so. You know, fighting games, it's very specific on how you are able to do something like that, to charge full retail price, $70 on next gen consoles. However, if you came in with a brand new Virtua Fighter for $30 or $40, a brand new Daytona USA for $30 or $40, a brand new Knights, a brand new Billy Hatcher for $30 or $40, you would tap into a huge market. The people who don't want to pay $70 for every fucking game that comes out on these next generation systems. Because you know what? Newsflash, kiddies, that's not going to get any better anytime soon. That is not going to get better anytime soon, because enough people adopted that mentality of, oh, 60, yeah, fuck. $60, that's not bad. Like, nobody cares. They won. The companies won. So now everything is going to get even crazier. But to some degree, I can't understand it. I mean, really, when you look at how long the industry standard has been $60, that's been one of the most consistent things in the world. Your food ain't costing you that much. Nintendo has to do something. I'm sorry, but the fact that they expect this system to continue on at the rate that it's going at, it's silly to me. It's silly as hell. It's silly as hell. I don't understand why they feel that way, because really, I was talking about this with Spawn Wave. The Switch has been on a decline the past 2 years. I think the reason I decided to talk about it today was because of the 23% downturn. Now, yes, that is dependent on software, but who makes the software for the system? Do I? Do you? No, that's contingent on Nintendo, so. Braden Pace, $5 dono. Oh my god, it's Stevie Richards. I still got that in me. How many Switches? Okay, that's a good point. You need the successor. You need the incremental upgrade, especially with the PlayStation 5 starting to find its stride. With the Steam Deck being out there, Steam Deck's running Switch games. That's a problem. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Switch Lite being a Switch, yeah, that doesn't make sense. I mean, I get it. Okay, I'm not a grandpa. Oh, how is my grandpa? I read that wrong. Grandpa is good. Thank you for asking. He's up. He's walking. Donut Media is good though. They're very funny. They make very good videos, and they're informative, but not to the point of where it's like learning. You know, it's not like, it doesn't feel like school or something like that. The Switch Lite didn't do, I don't think, what Nintendo wanted it to do. The fact that the fact that Nintendo Switch Lite is still $200 and the standard Switch is still $300 and the Switch OLED is $350. Okay, I can understand the Switch OLED being $350. That's the newest one. The fact that the Switch Lite and the Switch OLED haven't seen price drops is crazy to me. It's crazy. That makes no sense. The Switch Lite hasn't been doing well. You can't drop that to $150. How much money have you made off this system? For a business guy, Furukawa makes a lot of questions. The whole thing. What up, Jazz man? The whole thing I was talking about in today's video was, how are you going to blame semiconductors, the lack of semiconductors in manufacturing, for why Switch sales are down, when I can literally go, what's up, Jesse? When I can literally go on any website right now and purchase any variant of the system that I want. Literally any website. I literally did that in real time. Companies aren't buying the system as much from you, because that's what you consider your sales, your sales to retailers, because maybe they're sitting on the shelf. Maybe they already have an abundance of them. Maybe they see that it's not moving a little bit, you know? So you got to freshen things up. Maybe they wanted to sell more in Japan. Here's the problem with Japan. It hasn't been a market in a very long time that was dominant. Like, let me see something real quick here. Chris, welcome to the RGT squad. Appreciate you, brother. Hold on. What am I doing here? Okay, so the Switch has sold 25 million units in Japan. The Switch has sold 25 million units in Japan across all of the variants of it. So that means 25 million minus 110 million. So that means 85 million, I think. No, 95 million. We're sold in other places. Yet you're still catering to a heavily Japanese market. Like, what? What? Why? 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 It's a fraction of your market. It's a small portion of your market. It's crazy. Is it 85 or 95? 25? No, I guess it is. Yeah, it is 85. Okay. But a majority of the people, 3/4 of the people, are in other regions. Let me see if I can find a breakdown. I understand that they're a Japanese company, but you gotta advance. You gotta keep up with the times. You gotta realize where your marketplaces are the biggest. You know, if I blew up in India, let's say I blew up in India and like 75% of my viewers came from India, don't you think I would be doing some more India related content on this channel? Sure as hell would. Sure as hell would. I would learn the language and shit and all that. It's not necessarily following the industry though. It's learning from it and realizing you can make Nintendo of America an actual video game company and not just a marketing firm. We're not mad, Dan. This is how I talk. Passionate. Y2 Germs asked what I think about the AEW game. Can't wait for it. Can't freaking wait for it. I will be buying it on the Xbox Series X and the Switch. Well, and that's the thing, Dan. I think the sales are kind of, you know, when you look at a game that has a broader appeal, like a Zelda or a Mario game, they tend to sell better than games like Fire Emblem and Xenoblade and Metroid. But it's about rounding out your catalog. I will, Brayden. I don't know how to make a normal face. Like when I have to take pictures like with my family, I'm like, Mom's like, smile. I'm like, eh. Like I don't know. I don't know how to smile. What did LeBron say about the Celtics? Was he talking about the Celtics team or the Celtics fans? What is this? Why do I have a notification from Xbox? Most anticipated game from the Cowabunga collection. I'm actually excited to play the two other Game Boy games because I've never played those. What's up, Avances? I have stock in Nintendo. That whole Celtics fans being racist thing, that's just been a thing forever. Is that the case? I don't know. I don't go to Boston Celtics games. It seems like there's a lot of people that play for the Boston Celtics, so I would think, you know, are they just putting up with it because they're making their money, or are fans actually racist? I mean, there's shithead people everywhere. I would have loved an N64 Mini. Would have been cool, you know. And I could literally sit here and think of low effort, high sale games for the Switch like that. Okay. You have the NES Mini and the SNES Mini come out on a cartridge for $40 a piece with all of those games on there. Yes, people would still buy that. They would still get Switch Online because you had to have Switch Online to play that. But it would have a nice physical collection on it. You do another NES remix. You do a Super NES remix. Low effort, $40 games to fill in gaps that will sell. I guarantee you those games will sell. People like to buy things in complete collections and not have to worry about doing the online side of things. I did see Chuck D on Knicks Fan TV. I love Chuck D. I don't know how to say her name, but thank you for the $5 donation. Do you think most games have become stagnant copies of AAA titles? Also, do you believe the DLC culture has gone too far? Too many free games? I would say, like, yes to all of those. You know what I'm saying? So, it's too many stagnant copies of AAA games. Yes, there's kind of a template depending on what system you're talking about as to what a AAA game is, and a lot of companies follow that template. DLC culture, yes, because companies rely on DLC to extend the life of their games. You know, they expect people to keep playing Mario Strikers because they're adding in free DLC, when in actuality it's stuff that's already done. Like, let's keep it a buck here. It's stuff that's already been completed. They're just holding it back at the launch. Too many free games. I do think there are too many free games because you hear these sob stories about developers crying about the fact that their free-to-play game didn't set the world on fire. But it's like, what did you expect? You know, what did you expect? That's how these games are. Not every game is going to be Fortnite. Not every game is going to, you know, change the industry. For every Fortnite, there's 50 failures of free-to-play games. Those things cost money to make. You have to make money back somewhere. So you're reliant on people hopefully buying the skins and supporting the game. Now, yes, there have been some really good free-to-play games, but you can only, you know, at what point is it just like there's too many? You know? Still alive, $5 don't know. Was wondering how you felt if a number of video game companies in the industry unionized, like all those Starbucks are. Got any opinion on that? It's tough. Because obviously that would be to benefit the workers. So that would be a good thing. I don't think it would necessarily change much on our side of things as far as consumers are concerned, but maybe anticipate longer, you know, development cycles for games because they'll be working in more humane conditions. Now, you could sit here and argue back and forth, which I have done before. How much of this is just poor management? How much of this is, you know, companies not being in tune with their employees and setting an unnecessary deadline? How much of this is the employees not being talented enough to meet the deadline? Who's to say? Like, that's a whole discussion for God only knows when, but it would be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to say. Chris, $2 donation. Do I have the new Game & Watch systems? I did not get this. I think I ordered the Zelda one, but it never showed up because I'm an idiot. I do have the Mario one, though. I can see it over there. Eric, at what point were you able to make YouTube full-time? Was it like a certain dollar amount or something at your day job? So YouTube started making me more money monthly than I was making at the day job. And I was only putting like 40 or 50% effort into it. Like just literally having to do it around the day job. And I was like, well, fuck, let me save up some money. I'll try it. You know, if it goes great, awesome. If not, I've got some money to live off of and I'll figure out my next move. So I went full time right around when I hit 80,000 subscribers. And a lot of people were like, oh, that's stupid, blah, blah, blah. But like people don't realize subscribers don't pay your money. It's the views on your video. So that was the most important thing. And my views were really good. So I was just like, well, whatever. And thankfully it worked out. Diego! Go, Diego, go. Where the hoes at, RGT? That's a good question, man. Some would say the ultimate question. You're probably right, JD Racing. You'll probably see an increase in video game prices because companies aren't going to like that. We got to pay these people more. We got to work them like humans. I think the new Pokemon is fully multiplayer. Mighty, the best basketball team is the Knicks. I think everyone's aware of that. Not too crazy, Chi-Chi. I've just been bitching about stuff. Favorite strain of marijuana? I don't smoke anymore, man. Got any advice for dating? Don't do it. Save your money and enjoy life. And if something comes along, cool. If not, who cares? No, I don't get shy. I am exactly how I am all the time. Take it or leave it. Oh yeah, for sure. Upper management is way disconnected. Upper management is disconnected at a vast majority of places, such as GameStop. When I worked at GameStop, the district manager was fucking crazy. He was a fucking moron. I don't even know why. He directly hired me, but he didn't like me. So it made no sense to me, like why this man hired me. I remember they wanted 25 to Life, which was like a really shitty over-the-top blaxploitation gangster game that, you know, we had a million of those back in the PS2 Xbox era. That game had just come out, and that was the big game. I want to say it was the month of January. And they were like, you need to have X amount of pre-orders for this game. I was like, I'm not getting, like, I'm on the conference call with everyone. I'm like, I'm not getting pre-orders on this game. The game fucking is trash. And they're like, what do you mean the game's trash? You haven't played it. I was like, I've been following it, and I am well aware that this game is going to be trash. I'm not going out of my way to get pre-orders. Well, you need to get X amount of pre-orders. And it's like, why? Why? The game isn't good. if I sit there and get people to pre-order 25 to Life and I say, hype this game up. It was 25 to Life, Chris. If I sit there and hype up this game, you're going to make money in the initial run. But no one's going to believe I have a fucking word I say. None of those customers are going to believe a word I say after that. So wouldn't you rather have customers build a repertoire with people where they're like, okay, I trust what this dude has to say. So that way you're getting the long cheese, not just the short cheese. Just saying. Chris, $2 dono. Do I think any new Game & Watches will come? What do you think they would do? Like more NES stuff? I mean, I guess you got to remember the whole Game & Watch thing was pretty much based on the celebration of certain franchises. So, I mean, when's the next big celebration? And what game is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have done one for Kirby this year. I see Post Malone crashed whatnot. I don't understand Post Malone at all. Seems like a very nice guy. All right. Seems like I don't understand. That just shows you. Oh man, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. That just shows you that there are a certain segment of women out there that are just idiots. That look at this man who looks like he smells like trash with his shitty face tattoos, his mullet, and they're like, you know what, this guy, he's a hot son of, I want to fuck this guy like crazy. It's like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Clout chasers, man. Universal Juan, here's hoping this can get you a half pound of some good deli ham. Drinks on me if you ever cross paths. Thank you, Universal Juan. I appreciate you, buddy. $7 down now. Mood 2. That's how I've always said it. I can't. Pete. Oh, dude. Pete Davidson. He's the fucking. He's not funny. He's not funny. His whole sketch, his whole basis of comedy is like, yeah, I smoked weed. My dad died in 9/11. It was a firefighter. I'm depressed. Did I tell you I smoke weed? Smoking weed. It's like, shut the fuck up. Where are the jokes? He's not even edgy though. That's the thing. Watch a fucking George Carlin, a Richard Pryor, a Patrice O'Neal, a Bill Burr. Those Eddie Murphy back in the day. Those are edgy. This dude just does the same shit over and over again. I don't get it. I just don't get it. X Era 404, 355. Sing us a song. I write songs that make the whole world sing. I write songs that make the whole world sing. I hope that suffices. Okay, the one Pete Davidson thing that is funny was when him and some other guy, they were making fun of like SoundCloud rappers. And like, that was funny. I laughed at that. But I feel like somebody else wrote that. You know? I feel like somebody else wrote that joke. That whole skit. Like, I don't feel like he wrote it. If he wrote it, hats off to you, Pete. That was good. Do more stuff like that. That's still relevant with the kiddies, and you don't fucking my mommy never loved me or whatever. Patrice O'Neal. I've been watching a lot of Patrice O'Neal lately. That he's criminally underrated. And you know what's amazing about Patrice O'Neal? There's like television segments of him like on like news channels, like having a conversation with like, there was one where he was like having a conversation with a feminist woman because Opie and Anthony was coming under fire and they wanted to take him off the air, and the woman was anti-Opie and Anthony. He was for Opie and Anthony, and they just had a conversation. You know, they didn't call each other names, they didn't get all out of sorts and, you know, protest each other. They just had a conversation, man. It's crazy. Joe 3P, $5 dono. What's up, brother? I've been depressed and had suicidal thoughts for years. I just want you to know if you have any advice for someone going through this. Love you, man. Well, I actually do. When I was I think it was a month before. We're gonna get a little real here, so you know that's what it's about. About a month before I turned 17, I was drinking really heavy one night, and I had just been put on antidepressants. I was like 2 days onto it, and the whole thing that they told my parents was he's gonna go down before he goes up. And I didn't think I needed them or anything like that. Most of my problems were actually stemming from drinking and drugs, but I wasn't gonna tell my parents that. They just thought I was straight up depressed or whatever. So I actually had gotten into an argument. The girl that I was with, she was going into college, and I still had another year of high school left, and I thought she was gonna go to college close by. She ended up deciding to go to a college far away. Between that and realizing I'm about to become a senior in high school, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life. Am I going to college? Am I going to find a job? What the fuck am I going to do? Plus the alcohol. I actually ended up taking the whole bottle of Zoloft, and I had to be brought back to life in the ER. So I have definitely been there. I like to say, you know, it was an experience, though. It was a learning experience, because you see that, you know, even if you think that you're like alone and you're like the only person there, your death and you being in pain and in struggle, it does affect other people. You know, there are people that genuinely care. Maybe they don't have all the time in the world to show things like that all the time, but you know, there's definitely people that will be impacted by something like that. And you know, it's always darkest before the light comes up. And you know, I kind of learned that, like, life is something that you should enjoy. You know, life is something that you don't take it for granted, because there's literally millions of people who would do anything to have one more breath, who do anything to see one more day, to have one more day with their friends, one more day with their family, one more day with their loved ones. So, you know, I think everyone gets depressed. I think everyone gets down on themselves, but you just have to realize that you're not alone. You know, there are other people who feel the exact same way. There are other people who are going through the same thing you are. And, you know, don't be afraid to ask for help. You know, for dudes in mental health, it's like, you know, not to like say something, but like if an attractive female goes on Twitter and says, I'm depressed, what happens? A million people run to her aid. What do you need, my dear? What do you need, my darling? If a dude does it, oh, you're soft, you're a pussy, you're a bitch. It's like, nah, fuck you. I'm a human. Humans feel things. All right, while you sit there nameless behind your fucking computer, you're probably feeling the exact way I am. You're just lashing out because you don't have the balls to admit it. It takes a lot. What you just did takes balls. It takes balls to tell over 400 people in a chat that you are feeling down and you are feeling depressed and things like that. That takes fucking balls, dude. You got balls. Stick with it, man. All right. Let's get back to my normal bullshit. King Dingaling, do the passport. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. Michael Phoebe, $10 dono. What's your favorite Mario princess? And give my daughter Zella a shout out. Zella, you have a great dad. Dad's name is Michael. I was going to say something else, but I realized I'm talking to someone's daughter. But you have a great dad. What's my favorite Mario princess? I'll just keep it old school and say, you know, Princess Toadstool from Mario 1. Vidvox1, how's the racing rig been? It's been good. You know, I kind of fallen off a little bit on Gran Turismo 7 because I'm waiting for there to be like a content update. Drop me some new tracks. Drop me something. You know, there's one or two piddly cars. It's all right. I want more courses. Why does Gran Turismo 5 have twice the courses that this game does? Makes no sense. Oh, we do have a bot. Get out of here. America! Is that a bad thing, Mr. Dones? Yeah, I've been thinking about dabbling more in PC. I really like what Assetto Corsa does with all the mods and stuff. Some of that shit is mind-blowing. I don't know if my rig can handle it, but I feel like it could. KDE80 says new suicide and crisis hotline number is 988. Yo, don't be afraid to call it, man. Don't be afraid to reach out to someone. We're all in this shit together. You know, we're all in this shit together, man. I did Google that before I read it out loud because I wasn't sure. I was like, what if this dude's trolling me? He's not trolling us. KDE80, it's good people. Will GTA 6 have skateboarding? If it does, I sincerely hope that it is better. I don't know if you guys have played NBA 2K 2022's My Career Mode, but there's skateboarding in there, and it's the worst fucking skateboarding in the world. You play an NES skateboarding game. Necro Banana, what's good, my dude? How are you? How's Grandpa? Grandpa's doing good, man. He's up walking. He texted me yesterday, so he's walking without the walker. Still a little sluggish, but he's almost back to normalcy. Doing all right, Nerd Strategy. When did FTW? No, I saw that, Bear. I know what you meant. For the win or fuck the world. That's the thing to me. To me, fuck the world was what FTW meant. And once I started seeing FTW as for the win, I was confused. It's like FTP. FTP is evidently fuck the population. I saw it as fuck the police. I don't know. Jesus, Justin. I'd watch a show for $100. How many episodes are there, buddy? What's up, dude? Retro? I do listen to MF Doom. Not a whole hell of a lot, but I do. Me and my two girls got PCs last year. Switch hasn't been touched. I don't know, man. It's hard for me. PC file transfer protocol. That's how you're really old. It's just hard for me to get into PC gaming. What's up, Daniel? Well, yeah, I guess FTP is file transfer. See, that's the thing. It depends. It's like the whole thing. Oh, God. Here we go. Here we go. Gonna get the YouTube mad at me. The whole spaz controversy now. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? What's going on? Lizzo, I believe it was, got in trouble for saying the word spaz in a song. Beyonce got in trouble for saying the word spaz in a song. It's ableist. It's like, look up spaz in the dictionary. In the UK, it means one thing. In the US, it means another. It's a fucking word. Like, why are we getting so worked up over a word that's been around forever? Spaz, dude. Spaz is the hot topic word right now. White women everywhere with pink hair and mullets are getting mad about the word spaz, and you can't fuck with it anymore. Oh, the Game Chasers are here. Fuck off, Game Chasers. Hustle and Motivate, what's up, my dude? Like, I mean, you're not wrong, Krillin. It's like there's so many bigger issues. They say that spaz is a knock against like people with disabilities who are spastic. Are you using it in that term? Like, is it context? Is the context important anymore? It's crazy to me. And they rewrite the words. They rewrite the songs based on this. You got songs talking about killing people, raping people, and all this shit. That's fine. But god damn it, you say the word spaz? Fuck you! For cancel! Jesus Christ. I wish I could wake up in the morning and be like, you know what? My biggest issue today is the word spaz. It's a word that Beyonce used in a song. And this is going to ruin my day. Because you have to have a motherfucking privileged life to where that is something that you take time out of your day to address. Eduardo, what should you pack for lunch? I don't know. A Lunchables. Keep it simple. Get you a nice pizza Lunchable. Maybe one that has the Hydrox because they don't have the Oreos in them. Yeah, Chris, you can show decapitations. Violence is cool. Titties, no. That's where we're drawing the line here. Chris, that's what everyone's dad used to call them. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's just it's insane to me that this is such a big goddamn issue. This is ruining my life. People might be offended. I don't know if they are or not, but they might be. So we gotta nip it in the bud. Alexander, $1.99 dono. Thanks for the cameo. Also, I hate cats. This is why you're a good person, Alexander. I never got into cats. I had a beef with cats. And then it never leveled out. Like me and cats just kept beefing. Do I ever watch Black Nerd Comedy? I've watched Andre a few times. He doesn't upload that much anymore, though. Chris, $2 dono about the Game & Watches, Metroid or Castlevania? Ooh. I think a Metroid one would make more sense because Konami is stupid and they don't like to do anything. So I could see Metroid potentially getting one. But I feel like that would have already happened, you know? Do I like Xenoblade 3? Haven't bought it. Yeah, it looks really good, though. It looks better than I thought it was going to be. It seems more like Xenoblade Chronicles X than Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I just didn't really like 2. So it has a better vibe to it. So I'll pick it up soon. It's just I don't know if I want to sink 100+ hours into a game right now. But we'll see. What happened with the raccoons? I moved. So the raccoons are there with a new owner. I do have a bunny rabbit who every day at like 6:30 he's in my front yard. And like sometimes he'll go in like the side street and I gotta yell at him. I'm like, get out of the street. Get out of the street, fucking bunny rabbit. You're gonna get hit by a car. So then he looks at me and he hops out of the street. Hits over hype. Yo, RGT, show us your favorite wrestling fig and go Knicks. Okay, let me grab one. Hold on. Dude, I wish you could fucking manifest cat innings. I'm going to go with the Giant Gonzalez. I was always a fan. He has like weird hair in his crotch. It's like dust or something. What the hell is this? I was always a fan of the freak show aspect of wrestling, like big tall wrestlers, big fat wrestlers. You can't say freak show anymore. It's whatever. Fuck everything. I was a fan of stuff like that. And so the Giant Gonzalez was really cool to me. You know, he sucked. He was terrible. But as a kid, you see this massive dude like looking over the Undertaker. You know, he was supposed to do a program with Hogan too, but just like looking over the Undertaker and you know, being so much bigger than him. Plus he was like naked and like the hair was like his clothing. Is really weird. But I always like the Giant Gonzalez, and I think it's a cool figure because it kind of stands out from the other Hasbro figures. I think it was both, Tubby. He had a little bit of both. Okay, he wasn't a 60s wrestler. He was the 90s. Early 90s. George the Animal Steel is cool. I liked him. Rey Mysterio is cool. I like him. What's up, R. Fisher? WrestleMania 9 was when Caesar's Palace in Vegas. He did the match with The Undertaker, which was a terrible match. But it wasn't supposed to be a good match. It was supposed to be a spectacle. It was supposed to be... That's the thing about wrestling. Not everything in wrestling has to be a 5-star match. You can have the spectacle aspect of it. You can have the fun aspect of it. We kind of lost that along the way, I feel. Oh, don't worry about that, Ish. World's largest toga party. Yes. Yes. I like WrestleMania 9. I don't think it's horrible. I mean, it's probably the worst WrestleMania, but there's a few highlights. You know, the opening match with the Steiners and Head Shrinkers was really cool. I thought that was a good match. Hogan at the end. I was a kid. I liked it. I mean, Hogan did screw him. But still, I liked it because I was a Hulkamaniac. King Ace 711. How do I feel about games moving to all digital? When games move to all digital, that's it. That's it for me. I'm sailing into the sunset. Had a good ride. Yippee-ki-yo, and the campfire ends. Like, I'm out. That's it for me. I can't fuck with that. Can't fuck with that. Have I ever played an Azure Striker game? Asks Joshua Finzi. I believe I have. Don't I own Azure Striker? Yes. I had the Azure Striker Gunvolt Striker pack on the 3DS. Been a very long time since I played that game, but I know I did play that game. What's up, Emilio? Cody, it happens, you know. What's the rarest game in my collection? It would have to be the Spider-Man Web of Fire, because rare games and expensive games are not, you know, inclusive to one another. You can have a rare game that's not expensive. You can have an expensive game that's not rare. Most expensive games aren't rare, but that game they only made $1,500. What do I think of all the hate limited run games has been getting? I like Doug and Josh. I've met them before. I actually went back when they were very small, just really starting out. I went up there and shot a video there. And my microphone was never on, so I had to voice over the whole video, even though I had like interviews with them and stuff. I think their heart's in the right place, but I think they're getting a little bit too big for their own britches. You know, not everything needs a re-release or something like that. Bill and Ted, nobody asked for this. Nobody. They're not good games. You know, having all these different games available for pre-order all at once and, you know, all this stuff and then, you know, processing delays. I think they just got too big. You know, they should have kept it simple, because when it was simple, it worked. But now you're hearing more and more problems, seeing more and more issues. Like, congrats to them. You always want to grow. But you got to be careful about growing, because you don't want to get too big to where you lose your core audience, or, you know. So with Shredder's Revenge, you could buy it off Amazon and it'll probably show up at Best Buy, but Limited Run is doing all the physical versions of the game. But it's available on Amazon, so you're okay. Donovan Keith, $2 dono. If you love New York rap, you should peep West Side Gun. I'm pretty sure I've heard West Side Gun before. I'm pretty sure I have, but I'll go out of my way to listen to something. Duke Deuce is my favorite current rapper. I love him. It's just old school Memphis shit. Did I watch the leak of Mario Kart DLC tracks? I did see that. Like, it was just leaked that, like, what systems the tracks were coming from, right? It wasn't like the actual track names. Necro Banana, the banana that lives in my wall. Are you talking about Benny the Butcher? Hustle and Motivate. $5 dono. I hate limited run games. They blocked me on Twitter because I was telling the truth about them. May they go bankrupt. You know, I've been blocked by a lot of people on Twitter that I've never even corresponded with. There's a couple blocks that I question, and they're mostly from video game journalists. Because I don't understand. People, if you say something stupid, like, okay, if you have an unpopular take, let's say you say something that goes against the grain for a lot of people, you could say that. People are going to disagree with you. People are going to disagree with you in the comments. When I have a spicy take on Twitter, you know what I do? I say the take. I never read the replies. I let people just discuss them. Discuss amongst yourselves. You agree with me? Cool. You disagree with me? Cool. Too many people on Twitter want to have, like, the aha moment with someone. And it's like, there's no room for discussion. They'll read every single thing and they'll block you. They'll block you. They'll block you. You know, Jason Schreier blocked me. Some chick that does the Nintendo voice chat podcast from IGN blocked me for, like, petty things. And it's like, really? That's kind of weirdo shit. Do I interact with what they see as right-wing extremists, people that they don't like or disagree with? I don't feel like I rock with people that are really super political. Now, people can have political takes on Twitter. Okay. You know, that's cool. If you want to be an extreme leftist, you want to be an extreme rightist, whatever. Me personally, I think it's two sides of the same shitty coin. At the end of the day, all politicians are full of bullshit. They're all in it for themselves, to benefit themselves, their families, and their friends. I think time should be able to show you that. I think priorities in how things happen should be able to show you that. But some people just, you know, make their whole complete identity based around it, which is bizarre to me, because it's like, do you not have a personality beyond a political affiliation of something that doesn't care about you, that doesn't do anything for you? It's like being a console fanboy. You know, you could be a fan of something, cool, but to dedicate your whole life to it, it's like, and like, this is the only console that matters, this is the only political mindset that matters. It's like, that's really weird. Like, you're almost in a cult. You know, like, like, why? Like, I don't understand people. Vote all blue, vote all red. It's like, here's an idea. How about you look at the candidate and see what their policies are and see how it'll impact you, and then you decide to vote. You don't just vote. That's the problem with the two-party system. It's became this tribal thing. It's became this whole tribal mechanism. My party good, your party bad. Everything is woke. Everything needs to be super inclusive. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Weirdo shit, man. Jordan Ratcliffe. You're not allowed in here. Oh, I'm not a right-winger. I'm anti-politics. I think it's all bullshit. I don't care about your political affiliation. I don't care about your religious affiliation. None of that matters to me. None, it has no bearing on my life. So why would it matter to me? I look at people as a person. I look at their character, their qualities. B Kizzle, appreciate that, but you know, chill with a little bit of spam. You know, we got the message. Tubby, I never have either. I never have either. I don't care. I don't care. I still gotta wake up. I still gotta wash my ass. I still gotta make money. I still gotta put food on my table. Whatever. X-Era 404, $5 dono. Appreciate you. Yeah, dude. Everything is shades of gray. Like even, I don't know. I don't think Tommy would talk to me. Yeah, Carlos, and like I've talked to Jaffe before. He's a very eccentric person. I think the problem is that you get these grifters for both sides, for extreme left and extreme right, and they don't even believe half the shit they say, but they know that's what their audience wants to hear. So they almost become like a fake facade, a fake personality, and then these are the people that you start to assimilate and associate with these things. And if you disagree with people, you're a bad person. That's like the whole thing with Gene Park. People got mad at Gene Park because he went on Colin Moriarty's show to talk about him, for Gene to talk about Gene, an Asian American dude who I'm sure has different political views than Colin does on things, went on the show. And so many fucking people tried to take down Gene, who's been battling sickness, which ended up being cancer, by the way. But he's been battling sickness. He's just been, you know, doing his own thing, minding his own business, not bothering anyone. How dare you go on that show and give him a platform? I'm sorry. Are we at a point of society where you're not supposed to talk to people with opposing views from you because of reasons? I would think you would want to talk to these people in a civil conversation, and maybe you can learn about them and see why they view things a certain way, and maybe they'll learn something about you and see why you view things a certain way, and then maybe you can come to some middle ground instead of being a tribalistic, territorial fucking dog. You piss on, you know, your territory. It's my territory. If you're not on my territory, you're bad. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who raised you? Who the fuck raised you? Crazy. X-Era 404, another $5 dono. You mess with music lately. Nate won't reveal his face because he's really Peter Steele. Nate won't reveal his face because he's really Joey Ramone. Listen to his voice. He sounds a lot like Joey Ramone. Yeah, I play guitar every day. I got a 6, 7, and 8 string. Half these so-called gamers these days don't even play games. Look, there's fucking YouTubers who, no, if they were raised by the streets, they wouldn't view things like that. Because some of the best people I've met in my life are from that sort of environment versus, you know, a more upper class college-based environment. It's not indicative of people. Oh, I don't care, KDE. I don't give a fuck. Justin. Like, some of the scummiest dudes I've met in my life were hyper privileged. And you know what it is? When you're in that sort of upper echelon of people, you only see a certain side of the world. You see a very completely different side of the world than what's actually the real world. And that's why I don't understand why people give two flying fucks in a shit about what a goddamn celebrity has to say about a social issue or a political issue. These people are so removed from the normal world, they don't even fucking wipe their own ass. But I'm going to listen to this person. This person knows what they're talking about. No, the fuck they don't. They live in a fucking fantasy world. They live in a bullshit ass world where it's controlled who they see, controlled who they interact with, controlled how they live their life, because they're constantly under scrutiny because of the fact that they can only do or say certain things. It can only go along with certain trends because I might lose this sponsor, I might lose this movie role, I might lose this TV role. They're the most disconnected fucking people in the world. But I'm supposed to listen to this person about life advice? Fuck out of here. I think suffering does make you strong. I think it builds character. For some people. Some people, you can't be super broad with it, obviously. But, for certain people, it definitely does help build character because you appreciate things more. Yeah, not all celebrities, Mac Man. I'm not trying to paint. You're saying 100%. But I would say a good 90%. Like, it's crazy to me. It's like, no, I won't talk about that. Where's Miss Click? She's probably asleep. What is it, 10:13? She probably hasn't even woke up yet for the day. She sleeps. That girl sleeps crazy hours, dude. X era. I mean, you can't even do shit like that anymore, though. Fucking kids have more rights than the fucking parents do. Which is bizarre. Yeah, Odie. It's bizarre how sheltered some people's lives are from anything outside of their norm, anything slightly outside of their comfort zone. Do I play basketball anymore? No, dude. I mean, I'll fuck around. I'll shoot some hoops with like my fucking cousin's kids and stuff at like parties and stuff. But like hardcore balling, nah, dude. My knees are shot. I never really played Max Payne 1 and 2 back in the day. I kind of skipped out on those games, so I will be checking those out. Because everyone tells me I love them. They're like, oh, you didn't play those games? I'm like, no, I just didn't play them. Joshua, $5 dono. Ricky Garvez, I don't know how to say his name. It's the type of celebrity who says how it is. I know exactly who you're talking about. I remember his speech at the at that show, whatever, the Oscars or whatever. I mean, really, when you think about it, comedians are like the realest celebrities. People like I mentioned, George Carlin, Bill Burr. George Carlin was not a comedian. George Carlin was a prophet. Because you can watch a George Carlin special from the 80s or 90s, and it's perfectly applicable in today's standards. And everyone just sort of laughed at it. Everyone was like, oh, this is funny. It's like, no, that motherfucker was spitting. Facts. Factual things that man was spitting. Crazy how spot on he was about everything. Everyone wants to save the world, be a perfect person, save the fucking world. Can't even pay your light bill, but I'm gonna save the world. Priorities, motherfucker. Get them. You take care of yourself. Once you're good, then you take care of your family. Once your family's good, then you take care of your friends. Once your friends are good, then you take care of your neighbors. Once your neighbors are good, then you take care of your block. Once your block is good, then you take care of your street. Once your street is good, then you take care of your town, your community, your county, your state. Everyone just wants to go straight to the top. Maybe go straight to the top. This is how we're gonna solve all these problems. We're gonna do all this and that. Can't even save themselves. Have I considered getting any of the new arcade 1-up machines? I kind of want Time Crisis. I need to see what else. If it's just Time Crisis, I'm not buying it. I'm not doing these one game systems that they did like with Terminator 2. No, that's unacceptable. Where are the rest of the N64 games for NSO? Man, who knows? Who knows what Nintendo's doing with that? Not yet, Jordan. They are supposedly one has leaked and it's coming out by the end of this year. I think that and NFL Blitz are the new ones. Oh yeah, and MVC 2. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. What am I go to? Damn, Paul, that sucks. Hope that goes well, brother. My random YouTube videos, I watch videos of huskies like talking. I don't know, I think I want to get a husky. And a lot of car videos. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I really watch on YouTube. I don't watch video game content really, unless it's just something completely weird. Have I thought about streaming on Twitch? I don't think I would last on Twitch. Some of these things I'm saying, those Twitch mods would be like, nah, fuck you. Oh, Lauro, come on. Lauro says, duck George Carlin. Nothing but a cynic. Stop it. He has excellent points about a lot of things. It's like, that's the thing. That's the thing about people. You don't have to agree with everything that everyone says. There's things that George Carlin said that I don't agree with. But I mean, I like his general overall vibe. And I think he was very ahead of his time. Lee Edwards, $2 dono. Ever played the Mafia trilogy? Is it any good? Yeah, I like the Mafia. What was it? Mafia 2 was kind of, but Mafia 1 was really good. I've been wanting to play. I never played the remaster of it, and I think it looks really pretty, but it's still like $40, and that really caught me off guard. I was expecting to pay like $20 for it. So when that goes on sale, I will be getting it. Because I do want to play that. But yeah, Mafia is pretty good. It's slower. You know, don't expect like a GTA. Expect an open world style, but the gameplay is definitely slower than Grand Theft Auto, but I kind of like that. Yes, I'm getting the AEW game on both the Switch and Xbox Series X. The Switch version to make the money, because people will be interested to see how the game turned out. And the Xbox Series X version, just in case the Switch version doesn't play all that good. Did I like Sleeping Dogs? I will say I liked it, but I didn't love it like a lot of other people did. If that makes sense. I thought it was good, but like a lot of people just... The Mafia trilogy is on PS Plus Premium? Yes, I have that. Time to turn on the PS5, baby. Joshua with $2 donut. Check out the Jurassic Park documentary on YouTube. I will. Concerned about the AEW game? I mean, I understand that. It doesn't. It's not going to look as good as something like WWE 2K 2022. But I just care about how it plays. You know, the mini games. It's a little sus, a little sussy there, but. You know, for the most part, I think it's going to be pretty solid. Did I ever get into Yakuza? Very lightly. I actually played him back on the PlayStation 2. Third baby coming tomorrow. You putting in work, Ghostface Killer. Playing Xeno 3 in the hospital. Congrats. Have I ever seen Eraserhead? Yes, I have. I like that movie. I always liked the character. And then I watched the movie and I was like, wow. This is really fucking weird, but I enjoyed it. I like black and white movies. Is the GTA Remaster trilogy any better on Switch? Yeah, they have improved it. Still not perfect, but they did do some stuff with it to increase the visuals and the frame rate. Do I think the Switch is missing Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, SNES games because of licensing issues? I think Nintendo's just stupid and isn't trying to get them. That's really how I feel. Because I feel like because let's keep it a buck. fucking Ed Boon isn't making shit right now on Mortal Kombat 2 for anything. You know? Street Fighter, you could kind of make a case, but I mean, Street Fighter 2 has been re-released 1 million times on the Switch already. People have already paid for it 1 million times. I think you could throw them a bone. Laro, just how cynical people are nowadays. That's fair. That's fair. Creel Scion Bomb, $3 dono. Appreciate you, brother. Those Huskies are fucking sassy. The Gideon video of where he went to the most racist town in the world, that was great. Am I a Max Caster fan? Hell yeah. I've loved the Acclaim since day one, since they were first a team, and everyone shut up. Oh, this guy's just a shitty John Cena. I was like, no, there's something here. There's something here, okay? And people just aren't seeing it. And so to see them start to be successful is great to see. It does seem like the games aren't as great as they used to be. Yeah, man, it's weird. It's weird how the industry moves. You know, you would think you'd be getting these better experiences more frequently, but instead you're getting more free-to-play games. More games that aren't complete. Where they try to nickel and dime you. Are we going to see Final Fantasy Pixel remasters on Switch? I was under the impression that it was coming out on consoles, on all consoles, so yeah, it would be a part of the Switch. They just did announce Tactics Ogre today. Where the hell's my drink? But I'm surprised that hasn't been done yet. Like, what the fuck are you waiting on? Laura Arrow says, I do love me some Patrice O'Neal, though. Dude, Patrice is the funniest. He's one of the funniest motherfuckers. Norm Macdonald, too. Norm Macdonald's a criminally underrated person. I haven't seen that, Eric Taylor. Is what's the premise of it? Is it another game similar to those, or is it like a new idea? Tom Segura is good. Want to see RGT's arcade collection? It really hasn't changed. Once I get something new in there, I'll do something a little different. I'll do something for sure. I wish we would get a new Star Fox and F-Zero too. But hey, Ari Spears is one of the funniest motherfuckers because he's great at impressions. He was super good at impressions. I mean, he's still, he's still good. He's not dead or anything, but I loved Ari Spears. I loved Mad TV. Go back and watch Mad TV today. That is some of the funniest fuck ass shit in the world. And it's literally just fuck ass shit, but it's funny as it's funny as hell. The Taco Hell stuff where what the hell's the other guy? Not Peel, Keegan. Where he plays like a serious Hispanic who just gets hired at like a Taco Bell place. He's like, a burrito? Do you know what a burrito is? The raping and the pillaging of my language. It is a boat. It is a small boat. It's like funniest fucking shit in the world, dude. Craziness. Look what I can do. I just Deborah Wilson and Phil, yeah, dude. They're fucking hilarious. Well, sad, yeah, dude. It was just like it was different. I think it was a lot different than Saturday Night Live because you had more continuous characters. Saturday Night Live, you didn't really have that many characters, like reoccurring characters, because of things like turnover, but that group stayed together for so long. Diana Lopez, $2 donation. I know you don't watch baseball, but Yankees or Mets, so I made a thing where I was watching a Mets game, and if they won, I was going to be a Mets fan, and they won. So I had to pick the Mets. Diana Lopez, $2 donut. Also, Matt TV was also so good. Living Color, yeah, Living Color was good. It was just like making fun of shit, and you know, people didn't care. Like making fun of, you know, over the top stereotypes. When do we all get offended by this? Like, it's funny. It's poking fun. It's not serious. D Wade or Lillard? You gotta say D Wade. What is Lillard won? SNL was funny. You know, the late 80s, or you could say the 80s and early 90s, there was good shit. Lopez, go Mets. You cool with me now. All right. I had a 50-50 chance, but yeah. Mets, I like the Mets. I watched, because last week I was over at my grandparents' house helping out with my grandpa, and I was watching the Mets-Yankees games there. You are now watching Matt TV. Bakerton Smith, that was my life, CKY. We made videos like those. Thankfully, those videos got destroyed. Gillian Keeves, I watched that. I watched them. What was it? The fucking Toyota dealership? I just watched it the other night. It's fucking hilarious. ISIS Toyota or whatever. I just want to put you in a quality Toyota. Well, that's the thing, Miguel. Cartoons in the 90s weren't necessarily just for kids. They were for kids and adults. I think cartoons in the 90s were made under the premise that, yeah, your kids are going to be watching this, but their parents are probably going to be in the room watching it too. So you had like 2 layers of stuff going on. Like you go watch the Batman the Animated Series as an adult and be like, holy shit, this is dark as fuck. But as a kid, you watch it and you're like, oh, cool, Batman. Shit like Animaniacs, like Ren and Stimpy. Like, it was levels, man. There was levels to it. It's what made it better. You know, it made it more, it was more intelligent. Nowadays, like, I don't, like, that's a weird thing if you think about it. You know, 20 years from now, what are the kids growing up today going to be nostalgic for? Like, what's popular? What's new? What's fresh? What's big in the toy world that people are gonna want to relive? I don't get it. I don't understand like what these kids are gonna latch onto. Teen Titans, okay. Roblox, Minecraft, Squishmallow, Paw Patrol. Could you imagine? Fuck, I miss Paw Patrol, man. Fucking dog who's a cop and he pees on the fire hydrant. Yes, I watch Beetlejuice. I love Beetlejuice. Doinovan, I have that too. I definitely have that too. I love it. And like some cartoons from that time frame definitely were very shallow and haven't aged as well, but I mean a lot of them do. Same thing with kids movies. Look at like PG movies from the 80s, Beetlejuice and stuff. Beetlejuice was marketed kind of towards children and it had fuck in it. Literally had the word fuck in it. And nobody cared. Nobody cared. Like, oh, you know, it's a good movie for kids. Good movie, you know, lots of bright, flashy things for kids. Funny stuff for adults. Nobody cared. Space Ghost Coast to, dude, Space Ghost Coast to Coast was great. There was this one skit that me and my buddy Pecker Dupree found so funny. It was like something like Brack was like making a noise and Space Ghost was like, "Can you stop it?" And he was like, "Yes." And he just kept making the noise. I don't know why. It was just like the timing of it was just so funny. Death Before Dishonor was really cool. I thought it was a really good show. SpongeBob, yeah, SpongeBob. I will definitely have some heavy. I mean, SpongeBob nostalgia is already there. I was a little too old for that, so like I don't fucking get down with it. But that definitely was pretty popular. Yeah, dude, R-rated movies literally had toys and cartoon spin-offs. RoboCop. Did you watch RoboCop the movie? The motherfucker dies. You shot up to hell. The RoboCop 2 is all about drugs. It's drugs. And they're like, oh, let's make this motherfucker a cartoon. Everything had a fucking cartoon. It's crazy. All right, so we're going to wrap this up at 10:45. So we got about 12 more minutes to go. I got to do some stuff here, but it's been a good stream. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. Thoughts on AEW Fight Forever? I'm excited. It's what I wanted in a wrestling game from what I've seen so far. Obviously, we'll see some more from it. Kids were fucking watching RoboCop and all that bullshit, Terminator. We weren't fucking going crazy and shit like that. Somewhere along the way, parents were just like, you know what? We're not going to tell our kids the difference between reality and entertainment. We'll let them figure it out on their own. And that's where they all got fucked up. Because somehow we decided, like, you know, kids should be able to decide. Kids are fucking stupid. Kids are fucking stupid. There's a reason why your kid can't drive a car, can't vote, can't register to buy a firearm, can't get their own place, can't even fucking drive a car, can't walk across the street, can't get a job. Because kids are fucking stupid. You have to teach children. You have to raise them up and train them. But somehow kids are the fucking boss. I'm not saying all kids are stupid, but I mean the whole point of kids is you have to raise them, you have to bring them up, you have to teach them things. You know, they're it's not like a lost cause situation where like some adults are, because they're already set in their ways. A kid is very impressionable. You know what I'm saying? So you got to teach them basic concepts. Laro, $20 dono. Thank you, my brother. It's time for the real question. How on God's green earth do we recommend you anything if you ain't overhyped about things? P.S. Check out Letterkenny on Hulu. It's hard, man. It's hard. Cause like, I don't know. Like I just, it has to be something that I know. It has to be something that like touches on old things. You know what's funny? Here's a bizarre thing about me. Of course I remember Growing Pains. Show me that smile again. Don't waste another minute on your crying. We're nowhere near the end. Me and my buddy used to we had our own version of that song. And I would do the main stuff. And you know how there's like the chick in the background singing too? Like, show me that smile. Our version was our version was show me that pussy again, and then my buddy would go, bitch, show me that pussy. Like, I don't know why. Teaching my stepkid retro gaming. There you go. That'll teach him everything. Overcome adversity, problems in life. You stick with it. You stick it out. I do need help, Jordan. Jordan, you know the backup singer. It was Rob. Married with Children, classic. Kids in the Hall was good too. You know what was a really good show? Duckman. Duckman was fucking awesome. And like nobody remembers it. It was with Jason Alexander doing the voice. I don't know. I'm too ghetto. I don't know what the fuck we are. You know what we are? We're humans. When did you talk about Duckman? Did you make a video about Duckman, Jordan? Duckman was fucking hilarious. There's all like these ducks with like big boobs. It's just like this Squirrel Boy video. All right, I'll have to watch it. Dude, Duckman is fucking awesome. Not enough people remember. A Boy Meets World podcast. Blank Man, of course I do. That movie got critically panned. Damien, deal with it. It's time for a crash. We got to be getting close, man. The Critic. Oh, dude. The Critic was so funny when it was the talent show episode. Made me fucking cry. It was so funny when the one kid gets up there and he's like beep 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 boop beep, and then like the whole crowd's laughing, and like his dad's like, shut up, it's about the earthquake, fire, and famine of 1865 that killed 1 million people. And everyone gets really quiet, and then the kid keeps going beep beep boop beep, and then everyone starts laughing again. I haven't seen the new Beavis and Butthead. I need to watch that though. Drew Carey show wasn't bad. Sin Spaceys, $10 dono. Ren and Stimpy for the win. I mean, dude, Ren and Stimpy was cool because like I'd watch it over at my uncle's house because like my parents were kind of like, I don't know. And so I'd watch it over at my uncle's house, and like he was obsessed with it. Like he just thought it was the funniest shit in the world. I did watch Whose Line Is It Anyways? I've actually been watching a lot of, what was the a Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, where Patrice O'Neal was like a constant guest. Like, holy shit. That show would not fly today because it was just like crazy to think about, but people with different viewpoints going back and forth, making fun of each other. Crazy concept, right? Bob's Burgers is pretty good. Primal Rage. Whose Line Is It Anyway was pretty funny though. I like a lot of more improv-y stuff like that. I think it kind of weeds out, you know, good from great. You deserve to be made fun of sometimes. I mean, just don't take it serious. Archer. I watched a little Archer. 2 Angry Beavers. That was a little past my time. Dexter's Laboratory. Here's a funny thing. When Dexter, the TV show, came out, I thought everyone was talking about Dexter's Laboratory, and I'm like, why the fuck is it talking about this cartoon? Like, you know, it was okay. I remember seeing a few episodes. I had no idea. That it was a fucking brand new show. Our Real Monsters. I loved Our Real Monsters. I thought that even the game was pretty cool. How you had the 3 different characters and you would switch in between them to solve things. It was almost like a Lost Vikings style game. Mario asks, do you people in the US hear much about Twitter despite other countries not been the most used social app? Twitter is like the Bible nowadays. Like, Twitter is like the most important thing in the world to some people. Thomas, we actually shot a few videos. I don't know what happened to them. I know we did at least 2 or 3. We did a Switch Sports video. We did a Mario Strikers, and I'm pretty sure we did a Halo Infinite. And then John just never uploaded them. I remember Reboot, but I never really watched a whole hell of a lot of it. I use Twitter and Instagram for the same thing. Put pics of girls I went to high school and college with. They do not disappoint. Red Bandana Gaming, what's up, brother? War Gods Zeus of Child is game of the year. Are you talking about the original War Gods? War Gods 64? Or are you talking about God of War? Because I love War Gods. Kabuki Joe wins. Yeah, God of War will probably be a game of the year. Hey Dude or Salute Your Shorts? Salute Your Shorts. I didn't watch Hey Dude. I was definitely a Salute Your Shorts guy. You're banned on Twitter. Your mom would have let you play War Gods when you were 6. War Gods came out, I want to say in 97. So I was 12 and I remember renting it. I don't know. I was a fan of like random 3D fighters at the time because you hadn't really seen them on home consoles. And like the N64 had a ton of them. You had Dark Rift, Mace, War Gods, Bio Freaks. And he actually had good ones too. Dude, Donkey Lips is fucking like a weirdo in real life. What's up, David? Life is good, my friend. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yo, that show is creepy. Honestly, Scout, if I didn't do what I do for a living, I wouldn't have Twitter. I wouldn't have Instagram. I would probably have an Instagram, maybe just for like I wouldn't show my face on it, but like maybe for like the video game collection or something like that. But like social media fucking sucks. No, it's the bootleg God of War on Xbox. All right. Oh, I saw someone talking about that today. Didn't it get pulled or something? Hold on. Didn't it get pulled? Oh my god. Oh, you got a video on it. Maybe that's where I saw it. I think Marlin Gaming Nation was talking about it today too. All right. Here's the goodness. I'll drop it in the chat. Watch that shit. Holy hell. That no quality control. You give them money, they put your game out there. Social media sucks. I'm terrible at cooking everything. Terrible. I think they pulled it today. All right, we'll run 5 more minutes. I'll run till 10:50. I guess 10:51 because right as I said that it turned time. 10:51 because we got a good chat going here. Grandma should teach me how to cook. She's taught me how to make like pizza and shit, but I never got like super into cooking. They pulled it yesterday. Okay. Crazy how Vita games have skyrocketed. You know, I think something like a Vita, something like a Sega Saturn, I can understand why a lot of games on those systems are expensive because they didn't get huge releases. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get a lot of prints for some of these games, so they become more desirable. That makes a little bit more sense. But like some of these games, it's just like, why the fuck? Like, why? Why does this cost so much? There's no rhyme or reason to it. Earthbound. Why does Earthbound cost so much? Sold well. Made a lot of copies of it. Wasn't rare. It's desirable, though. That's how we get into this. Okay, I don't smoke weed anymore, Justin. Yes, I'm Italian. Current hype levels for Resident Evil 4, very high. I'm very excited. Can you order a Sega Mini 2? Yes, it is on Amazon. Amazon's the only place that is selling it in the States. I'm trying to get my greasy mitts on an early system, like a review unit of it. I've been schmoozing the Sega PR lady. It's like, yo, you got any systems? Yeah, we did work together with the Genesis Mini 1. So when are Click and I announcing our relationships clear as day? Click is kind of like, I wouldn't say my sister, but like I would say like a stepsister. Because like if she was in the shower, I would look at her naked, but I don't think I could date her. You know what I'm saying? But I would look. But you wouldn't do that with your normal sister. It's like a stepsister, you could do that. It ain't blood, who cares? Some random bitch living in your house. Okay, you can't look at a cousin. What happened? What happened? That's okay. It's how is it's your stepsister. That you watch porn, you fucking sickos. Stepmom, stepsister porn. Ew, look at my little boy. That's okay. Still alive. Am I any good at debating my points or opinions at all? I have a slightly different opinion regarding celebrities with political opinions. I think so. I took debate classes and public speaking classes in high school and college, and those were like things I was really good at. So I think so. You know, I don't really get angry like some people do, get like super emotional. Later, Damien. Yeah, Miss Carter. 3DS games are getting stupid expensive. She liked me too, even though like I was high as fuck all the time in her class. Speak with conviction, you'll win every time. Riggs gets it. Oh yeah, I get angry if it's the mix. Daniel Hernandez, $2 donut. Dude, you're funny as fuck. You're the homie, bro. Appreciate you, bro. I try. Actually, I don't really try. This is just how I am. A broken, strange individual. AEW Fight Forever. I'm hyped. I'm ready. I want it. I need it. Good night, Xbox Era 404. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, Max has a picture of her in his wallet, but I'm the weirdo because I would look at her naked. I think she knows that. Am I doing the after show tomorrow? Today's Thursday, so no, I'm doing the after show Saturday. I don't smoke weed. I would be a bad weed YouTuber. What's up, Duan? No, David, I owned a Honda Accord. It was a 1991 Honda Accord. I got an 80 and a 55 speeding ticket in it and an underage drinking ticket in it, and I had it for 3 months. It was not a good luck car for me, but I did go off-roading in it a couple times. Grandpa is doing good. All right, fuck it. We'll run till 11 o'clock. We'll do 10 more minutes. We'll run till 11 o'clock. So that's what we'll do. Caro Bros, what up? What up? Why does it look like you're having a prostate exam on every one of your thumbnails? I don't know how to take normal pictures, so I do stupid faces. Like, I don't know how to take a normal picture. Do I have Dragon Quest VIII on the 3DS? I sold many 3DS and DS RPGs when I moved just to get some extra cash. And I believe that was one of them. Yeah. I had a bunch of Dragon Quest games, some kind of random games like Terracia on the DS. Some really like expensive games, and I was surprised that they were going for so much. Appreciate you, Brian. I know, but like Metal Gear Solid 3D is like $100 game right now. Oh, dude, JD Racing. Two of my buddies had Jeep Wranglers, and I had a Ford Explorer. It was really my parents, but they were just like, this is the car you can use. When I would get in trouble, I would have to drive the 91 Honda Accord. And so my two buddies were going, like, riding with their Wranglers, and I was like, I got four-wheel drive, motherfucker. I can hang. So they were like, well, we're going climbing. I was like, whatever, dude. It's fucking four-wheel drive. This shit's newer than your stuff. It'll be fine. So, we went. It was this apartment complex that was being built. And, like, there was, like, this big bump that you would go over, and then you would climb up the hill. And so they kind of, like, went over the bump, and I didn't really watch them. And me and my buddy Rob were in the car together. And I was like, all right, so what do we do here? He's like, I don't fucking know. I was like, I guess you just go fast, right? And he's like, yeah, that seems to make sense. So I go and I hit the bump. And all I know is I remember we both flew up out of the seats. He didn't have a seatbelt on. So he was like completely flat against the roof. And like I was with my seatbelt and I was still touching the roof. And we came crashing down and I was like, oh, fuck, bro. I think we just fucked up something serious. So I'm just like still driving because now we got to do the climbing part. And so I start climbing up the hill and they get out and they're like, stop. I'm like, what's the problem? They're like, dude, you fucked your shit up. And I get out and I look, the fucking front bumper and fog light are hanging off sideways. The running board on the side has been completely smushed into the side of the car. And, like, it was driving very, very wobbly. So I'm like, fuck. And he was like, are you going to call your parents? I was like, no, they're out of town. And I was like, well, wait a minute. They're out of town. So I call my grandma's house, but I don't call my parents. I call my grandma, and because my parents were there. But I knew that if I called, grandma would pick up the phone. So grandma picks up the phone, and she's like, hello? I'm like, grandma. She's like, what happened? I was like, somebody tried to run me off the road, and I had to hit a curb, and I messed up the car, and I'm scared to tell mom and dad. I don't know what they're going to say, but the car's really fucked up. I don't know what to do. And she was like, oh, just calm down. It's okay. And so I never got in trouble for it. And, like, I literally told my mom about it a couple weeks ago. I was like, hey, you remember that time y'all were visiting grandma, and I hit like a curb and fucked up the car? She's like, yeah. I was like, I didn't hit no fucking curb. What's wrong with you? Never believe anything I told you when I was in high school. Liam, when do you think Nintendo goes all digital? Not anytime soon. I think you got another decade. King A 711, your stories are amazing. You should write another book. My mom tells me I should write another book. Bro, I lied to grandma all the time. But it was just about shit like that. Like, not important shit. No, it was a Ford Explorer. And it had 4x4 on it. So you would hit the switch and it would go into 4x4. I'm like, fuck. I got 4x4 on this motherfucker? Shit. I can do anything. I didn't understand tire compounds and stuff like that. So I remember they fixed the front bumper. They never fixed the running board. And I ended up taking the running boards off of it. And they had to fix the suspension. I know it cost a lot of money. What percentage of my collection have I played and beat? Fuck. Dwan, my brother. I hope that surgery goes well tomorrow, man. Good luck. Definitely relax. You know, they know what's going on. Don't stress it too much, but good shit, man. Hope it goes smoothly. How much of my collection have I beat? I'll go low and say 23%. I feel like that's a solid number. Zach, I used to hate you. No, I love you. Thanks for taking the heat and repping this old millennial as well. Keep doing your thing, my dude. I try. I know I'm very take it or leave it. Daniel, I have to wake up kind of early tomorrow. Maybe I'll do one in the future, though. I would want to do like an event, though, if I did that. Like have some things set up, not just be random talking. Which turtle is my favorite? Michelangelo, because he's a party dude. I'm surprised so many people pick Donatello. Like, I always thought Donatello was kind of a dork. Like, he was like the least cool. Look, people seem to love that motherfucker. Favorite 32X game? Virtua Fighter. Excellent showpiece for that system. See, everyone picks Don. I don't get it. What do I do when you run out of clean underwear? I mean, I usually wash them, but if you're in a bind, just flip them. Just do a little sniff, see which one smells all right, and then flip them. Try to book and call it statute of limitations. I feel like, you know, most of my... Thank you, Mech Man. I feel like most of my stories have gone beyond the statute of limitations. See, he is the dork. I don't get it. Leonardo does have the real weapon. See, I never got into comics. There was a comic book shop, but I just never got into comics. I liked things based on comics. Ever had depression? Yes, sir. Everyone does, to some degree. But mine was clinically diagnosed. Appreciate you joining in. Appreciate all 400 plus that have been hanging out this whole time. It's been a good crowd. I kind of took a break from Gran Turismo 7 because, like, I'm kind of waiting for them to, like, add new tracks and stuff. Doesn't seem like they're doing that anytime soon. I don't take myself seriously at all. I'm an idiot. I'm well aware of that. Yeah, I mean, diet and exercise do play a role. But I mean, there's other stuff that goes into it too. Appreciate you, Wing Zero. Yeah, like, where's the shit from, like, Gran Turismo 4? Where are the city? Remember the city stuff? Like, those are some of my favorite freaking things. Environment. Yeah, environment could cause a lot of issues. Oh, OJ just... That's OJ, though. I don't have a... You disagree with me? Okay. Cool. I'm glad you have an opinion. I'm glad you shared it. That's cool. No reason to get all worked up about it. All right, folks, it's 11 o'clock. We've been going for 2 hours. I appreciate y'all. No, I haven't gotten the Shredder's Revenge. I wish. I want my big box. But I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. We will be live again Saturday night after the Spawncast. We go live Tuesdays and Thursdays on this channel. Nook's Retro Gaming Corner. Oh, so you're live streaming now. Been watching since around the time the Switch came out. Play Xenoblade 3. OJ demands it. I will play it soon. I plan on picking it up very soon. It looks really cool. But yes, we'll be streaming after the Spawncast. We'll be on the Spawncast. But then after the Spawncast Saturday night. Tuesdays, I try to stream a little bit earlier so I can get different people. You know, maybe people who don't stay up late in there. And then probably around 9 o'clock, we'll be doing the streams on Thursdays on this channel. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I love all you guys. Toodaloo.